All right, it is Sunday night here on Speed Gaming Prime, and we have a title match on the line. Welcome one and welcome all to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Irongol Heavy Metal Championship title bout between Spellzapp and Thunderclaude, and oh my lord, did they choose some flags for this one. With me in the booth tonight, we have Dang on the mic, and we have Danny on the tracker, and I can't think of a better pair of people to have to deal with this along with me. How you doing, Dang?
Woo! I'm doing great. Well, and let me tell you, I'm excited to be matched up with you again for more commentary action. As it's been put in the chat, it is a Sunday night SmackDown, and I am ready. I'm excited.
Yeah, and this is definitely the smackiest of downs. So, the astute viewers have already noticed that there is no white magic in either party for this seed. In fact, there is no white magic at all. The runners explicitly turned off red mages, white mages, and fighters as options. More importantly, though, they also turned off the ability to revive your party members and, I believe, save outside of town.
Am
I mistaken?
Right, no, you are absolutely right. Well, they made this interesting. No life spells, no ability to revive characters, and you can't save out in the outer world at all. Only inns you can save.
Yeah, so now fortunately they did have the good grace for everyone, including themselves, to turn off, to turn on short Topher. So, you know, thank goodness for small favors, but this is still going to be interesting. We're starting with a ship, we're starting with a canal. We do not have a river route between the volcano and the ice cave, and we do not have a walking route to the dwarves. And we have floor shuffle and town shuffle mixed in, so yeah, everything is going to be crazy, and there's a good chance that we're going to see a lot of resets as characters die to horrible things.
Oh, it is going to be fantastic. We got item magic on, short and Topher, like you said. But we have the weapon and armor plus and minuses. So, I mean, we get to explain that more often. Aren't you excited, Wout?
I mean, as long as we don't get, like, 3 raids again, like, each of them immediately after we explain how that one works, I'm fine by it.
That's a fair point. Come on, more raiding. Let's go. Let's explain this more often, because it is a fun flag. It catched on a lot in our community. And the runners are off here very shortly. Should pop up on our screen any minute, so... Wout, I hope you've buckled in your seats, because I have, and I'm ready to go.
Well, we have to wait for one of them to realize that he never readied up. But in the meantime, we can't at least explain what on earth... did FC not... Okay, we'll be working some stuff on the back end. But in the meantime, let's see, how can I explain this? For those of you wondering what on earth the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship means, it's a new thing, and by new thing I mean it's like a week old, that we've started in this community. That's basically a perpetual racing tournament where one person at a time is the champion, and everyone else is vying to be able to challenge the champion for their belt. And yeah, it's just kind of this weird, wacky, kind of a thing where basically everyone's doing weird flags, weird conditions. I believe earlier today we had Ragnarok and... was it Burt Reynolds? Yeah, it was Burt. Yeah, where Ragnarok and Burt Reynolds faced off in an 8-hour gauntlet of Chaos Rampages. And yeah, so this is a title bout to determine who our number one contender, who I cannot recall for the life of me who that is. I should have pulled that up, but you know what? Right now I'm having to stall because we are having some issues on SRL. So, you know what? Y'all are going to deal with my babbling. So, while I'm sitting here, weapon changes. Since this was asked about. So what we have going is what we like to call blessing and cursing, which more or less means that we have basically every single piece of equipment in the game now has anywhere between a -5 and a +5 bonus. And for weapons, that increases the overall damage, the accuracy, and the crit chance. For armor, this increases absorb and reduces the evasion penalty. And it varies depending on pieces of armor and the numbers. All you need to know is, thank you, Ale. All right, so Ale Market is our #1 contender. Just to jump back and correct that. But anyway, so what you basically need to know is big numbers good, big minus numbers bad. And you can very easily wind up in a situation where a weapon you would normally just completely ignore is suddenly a very, very, very good weapon because it's +5, and everything that would be better than it is like a -3 or a -5. I believe the race we had last night, we had a +5 light axe that was basically the best weapon either runner found. Did I say last night? Yesterday afternoon. Whatever. It was night somewhere. Anyway, the point being, we are in the midst of getting set away still. We have we're having a bit of a problem right now because we have a bot that is being irresponsible. And unfortunately, we need to get an... there we go! Alright, awesome. Alright, this race is about to start very suddenly, and hopefully Dang will be scrambling back here to join me on the mic, for everyone's sake.
I am back, Woat. I have been working my magic. I am searching all around to find the command to remove it, but it magically came back. I'm gonna say Danny did it. Alright, I'm just gonna say it.
Alright, yeah, you know what? Danny gets credit until someone else claims it. So, we are gonna get off here, and yeah, this is going to be either really, really fast or a complete train wreck. And I cannot imagine there being a middle ground.
I don't think it's going to be a train wreck, honestly. These two runners, I mean, the champion Spellzapp up against the #2 ranked contender Thunder. Ale was nice enough to pass up on the challenge on the priority list. And
okay,
these two are awesome runners.
What is this?
Temple of Fiends, right there.
No, Temple of Fiends right there. Fast, temper, and both locks at level 1.
Yeah, but those aren't...
Okay, this is going to be exceedingly
clear spells.
fast.
No! What is Fast and Temper going to do early? We have no clear spells. Longsword -4, Large Knife +3. Let's go.
Yeah, you don't need clear spells when you have, like, actually really good weapons. And it begins. So for those of you who are getting here late, yeah, our runners have made it so that it is impossible to revive their party members. So that's why you're seeing resets as soon as someone dies. Because they made poor decisions with their lives.
They made poor decisions. You are absolutely right there.
I mean, that's kind of the overall theme of the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship is, to be the best, you have to make poor decisions constantly. I
mean, that iron, whatever Danny is wearing on Spellzapp did 84 damage, so that's 2 hits for 67.
It's an iron staff +5, I believe.
That's insane. He's already getting 2 hits at level 1.
Yeah, no, like that iron staff +5, I think, just going off the top of my head, I think that is on par with like a vanilla giant sword. It might actually border on a vanilla silver sword. Like, that is stupidly good.
For only 42 gold, you can get it too. Buy now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, I don't know if it's necessarily a pure Iron Man run, because they did leave some ability to save. But yeah, the permadeath thing is definitely a factor in all of this, because it's essentially, you know, am I willing to sacrifice progress if, like, I get stupidly deep into the seed and then bad things happen? But yeah, so Garland is probably going to go down pretty quick to fast plus that really, really strong stick. Okay, thank you, Ale. Pointing out that it is the same as a vanilla Vorpal. That Iron Staff plus 5. So...
Yeah, we got a Vorpal already. Nice low level, and it doesn't require a promotion. Let's go. Thunder finally kills Garland, walks out with his PowerPoint presentation.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that this will clear up in a minute. Well, Thunder might not, because I think he was saying earlier that he's been having some issues with his internet, but we'll get enough of an idea of what's happening. And apparently what happened was he went to Temple of Fiends, found nothing he wanted, and left.
Yeah, Thunder was saying that he was lagging. Unfortunately, it happens. We found dwarves, though. Katana
And
plus 5.
holy crap! That is a Katana plus 5. So,
yeah. And the Axial.
For those of you who've never played with the item bonus minus stuff before, how can I put this lightly? The Katana plus 5 is the best weapon in the game. Like, straight up, I would argue if it's the best weapon in the game. Like, I think the only thing that might beat it would be a Maza that's, like, plus 5 as well. Maybe.
I mean, but right next to it, though, was the Axial, which is actually probably just as important there. That is our one loose item. So that helps our runners out a lot. Not only do we have an endgame weapon here, since we don't have to take a thief, but it's going to be highly recommended. We also find our one loose here, so...
Yeah, sorry, I kind of went into shock there for a minute at the, oh, hi, Cremate!
I was wondering what happened to you, you know, I was kind of worried.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things, like, I'm Team Katana, basically, is the bottom line.
I mean, a plus 5 Katana is just... That is... I mean, it's already got, you know, the highest... The crit rate that is with the Vorpal, but now it's just got even more with base damage. So, I mean, that ninja's going to be swinging.
Yeah, it's one of those things, as soon as they find promotion, that thing is going to be Devastation Incarnate. The real problem is living long enough, is keeping that thief upright long enough to find that, oh, hi, Sky One. Thunder decided to go ahead and scope things out, see if he can find something useful.
I was just about to tell him, like, wow, he didn't save before going in here, and oh wait, that's right, he can't save. Ooh, eyes, hello.
Yeah, I mean, that's Sky One for you. The real problem is that I have no idea what he found in those boxes. I saw a cabin.
I saw the cabin too, so something we can't use, but it can tease us.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. With some neat tricks, but I am honestly a little bit surprised that Thunder is trying to... Okay, there we go.
I mean, that's a decent amount of levels for little effort. Walk out of here, hopefully make it back to Canaria. Save. Oh, it looks like he picked up a Pro Ring -4.
Yeah.
So that Pro Ring only has 2 armor now.
4 armor. It's a hand armor, so that minus is only -1, and pro rings have a 8 absorb by default.
Oh, was it 8? I thought it was 6. Math
Yeah.
is hard.
No, the pro ring is the best hand armor in the game. Like, it is equal to the opal gauntlet. Except it's better in every single way, except it... Yeah, I think it's actually better in every single way. But yeah, so right now we are kind of in a... watching these runners slowly claw their way out of the mess that they have created for themselves. But Spellzapp finds the good Cardia Island cave at Dwarves.
Looks like Thunder's heading that way also. Lots of money here. That's good. There's a lot of equipment we can buy.
Yeah, I think we literally found nothing but money in these boxes.
We rich today, Wout.
Yeah, no, I just saw confirmation on on Thunder's side of the couple of chests. I was like, wait, was that also money? Yeah, it was all money.
About 9 minutes in, Wout, and Spellzapp's side, characters are level 3. Thunder is slightly ahead of this. I think Crabcakes summed it up pretty good. These flags are bad.
Yeah, no, it is one of those things, like, I think now that they've both got some levels and some money to buy good equipment with, let's see, that gold 2, that gold bracelet 2 is going to do some work. When they can afford to get more of them. I didn't quite catch a glimpse of everything else. The problem is when you have a thief, black belts, and black mages, your armor options are limited? I think limited's a good word, don't you?
It is limited, but this is big here. We found Provoker that was in Melman. Give us something good. Bane, we can work with that.
Yeah,
we'll at least be able to kill the pirates and gain some levels.
Yeah, Bane's workable. Bane can make things happen. It's probably about the only thing that can make things happen as far as clearing these massive groups. But yeah, so... Fortunately, pirates are not known for their magic defense. It's the same reason you can steal their souls with the camera.
You would say that, Wout. You would. Thunder and seems to be following Spellzapp's mindset here.
Yeah. Just to answer the question, chat, real quick. Yeah, the randomizer does fix almost every bug in the game, and yeah, actually, I think every bug in the game at least has a flag that fixes it if you want to. And then yeah, it adds a bunch of new modifications on top of that. So, if you enjoy Final Fantasy 1 but don't enjoy how horribly broken it is, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com might be your friend.
FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. I got your back, Wout.
Did I say it wrong?
No, I just wanted to repeat it twice.
Okay, fair enough. So we have Adamant and TNT coming out of BK and Sarda, and we know who the dwarves are, so I suspect we are about to make a trip back to Provoca location.
I mean, that was also a great thing to do, though, too, by Spellzapp, by continuing to explore instead of going back to the Provoke area where dwarves is. He searches, he finds the TNT. Now he's got 2 instead of locations, or 2 turn-ins, basically, at the same time.
Exactly. And he is going to save that progress here in Provoca and then go ahead and... Oh, he's going to go check Earth Cave before he heads back.
Tigers with Lit 3. How excited are you?
Oh, this is awful. And unrunnable wolf packs. So, Yeah, that's the thing about these flags, is you're basically looking at if anything you bump into has anything terrible, you're probably resetting until you're like probably in your upper teens in terms of level. Just because that's really the point where you're going to start actually having the M defense and the HP to survive a lot of the stuff enemies can throw out.
Yeah, because it's very important to survive. Oh, we found Crescent. The old men are hanging out over here. We'll be able to find another location with key items.
Yeah. As well as a chance to see if there's any more equipment that's actually useful to us.
These spell lists are amazing. Sleep. I think it was blind, ice, level 1. And we get the sweet, sweet tail. You know what? That is huge. With that katana +5, that is even better news if we can find behind.
Yeah. Really, the big drawback is the fact that you have that black belt, so you're going to have to set up that grind fairly early in order to be able to get the maximum use out of that katana.
I mean, true, but at the same time, you know, you find a gold bracelet and a ribbon. Who cares?
True, and we already know that gold bracelets are, I believe, 28 absorbed today. But yeah, Spellzapp making that side trip to Earth Cave means that Thunder is going to show us that we now have an adamantine canoe, which, you know, kudos on those on that blacksmith's engineering skills for figuring out how to make that buoyant.
Yep. So we got the canoe, and then we got the Hooray Dwarf. He killed the Hooray Dwarf. Who is he? He's a monster.
I mean, I'm just going to point out, for the folks in chat who are questioning whether or not you could make a canoe out of adamantine, you can make a canoe out of cement. You can make a canoe out of almost anything. Or concrete. Whichever one is what it's called when it's actually, like, set.
Can we punish Thunder for points, you know, like a penalized point system because he killed off the Hooray Dwarf?
I mean, if Lord Fizzlebeef's allowed to kill the Hooray Dwarf off without, like, getting in trouble, anyone is.
But it was an accident, Wout. He would never do that on purpose.
I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose twice yesterday.
It was accidental, okay?
Anyway, really, I think the better... Spellzapp teased it. But, what was I going to say? I mean, maybe he didn't die. Maybe he just became one with the Hooray Force.
Wow, a lot of towns early on. Considering towns are shuffled with the floors, a lot of early level towns. Oh, they're not
also
deep, so.
Yeah, for the record, by the way that things that are they're made of very heavy materials float, for those who are not aware, is you basically make sure there's enough air inside the part that's keeping the water out to where the overall density of the structure is lower than water. There you go. I learned you something.
The more you know, by Wout.
But anyway, so we now kind of have, a falchion +1. That's going to be nice for that thief.
So we haven't seen Marsh. We haven't seen Northwest Castle yet. And Spellzapp has gone canoeing over in...
I think Spellzapp sacrificed his black belt.
I'm sorry.
Either that or
Thunder's
he's
over in
scouting.
Crescent. Yeah, I forgot. Spellzapp's over in Elfland. Thunder went over to Crescent, so we're going to see what Volcano is.
Okay, Spellzapp's scouting. Alright, so I think that Spellzapp's going to see what's at the bottom of this, or not. He's going to go back and try to do the left side. Either way, Spellzapp kind of just seeing what he can see here early on. This is always a conversation I like to have when it comes to floor shuffling. I think we've had this discussion before, Dang, but time to reprise it. So, are you more of a breadth first or a depth first kind of a guy when it comes to floor shuffle?
That is one of the tricky questions, and it really depends. I'm going to be completely honest. When I get to a floor, depending on what it is and how far away it is, sometimes I check some chests. Sometimes I might check half of the room and then check out, what's next. It really depends, honestly.
Yeah, I'm probably more of a, fan out and search kind of a player, especially in flags like this where, towns aren't deep. So it's a little bit easier to kind of go exploring and actually find towns. Especially in a situation like this where, oh, hi, Elfland, I was about to say, where basically we need to find out if Elfland has the goods. And the answer at the moment is maybe or maybe not.
Well, with the black mages, we have access to level 3, so, that's helpful, because since we don't have any clear spells.
Ew! Okay, so our only good bracelet tonight that we've seen is the +2 gold bracelets. Ew.
But look at all those nice cloth +1s.
That's...
He's selling the katana +5.
Thunder might just be selling out for the black belt strat. Yeah, it's one of those things, if the opal bracelet is also, super bad, then yeah, this is disgusting. And I'm guessing that neither one of us got to see what Thunder saw in the level 4 black magic shop. And yeah, Ragnarok, it is the same party composition. Both players are rocking a black belt, a thief, and 2 black mages. And for those who missed it early, yeah, they did not even give themselves the option of fighters, white mages, or red mages. But yeah. And we did see a ruby in that Northwest Gaia.
It was for sale for a good amount of money here. We found almost all the towns already, except for Onrak and Lefane, so it's going to be interesting once we get into the air, because there's a lot of things available left over with all these towns being so readily available.
Yeah, the problem with all these towns being densely packed is, if we don't find the floater early on, it's going to make some of the required dungeon dives, what's the word I'm looking for here? Horrifying.
Ruby pays off, buys it. Ruby is Marsh Cave, and oh, hi there. But there's nothing there, unfortunately. But we have the exit, though. Where does it lead?
It leads, to Double Cardia. And Double Cardia has a Cardia.
Oh, that's a nice sword. Flame +5?
Uh-huh. It's a pity no one can wield it.
After promotion, a thief could, but we got katana +5, so what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. That is just cell fodder right there. So, I'm sure that no one is going to complain about that cell fodder. Spellzapp reset out of it, but...
the Ruby didn't give him anything really as a progression type of thing, but they have 12 key items found, gives them 200% extra experience. So, it's still going to help them to gain levels once he decides to take fights and he gets that 12, key item limit.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things, it's going to be nice, but, yeah. So we are, at least on Spellzapp's side, seeing one of the big challenges that comes with the "you can only save at ends" flag, which is you have to choose your ends very carefully. Because you might find yourself in a position where you are sprinting back to a location repeatedly because bad things happen to you. Mostly because this is FF1, bad things happening to you is kind of how this game works.
Yeah, it looks like Thunder finally goes back into the marsh, split those Temple of Fiends, so we're finally going to see what's going on here. Or maybe not, because he gets ambushed.
Yeah, and we actually do have the creator of this "you can't save in the overworld" flag in chat now. Hi, One Fine Day.
Oh, thanks a lot, One Fine Day. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on? Oh, hey,
But
there's a Lich that we're going to attempt to fight with. I don't think Thunder has anything except for Fast Temper and an Iron Staff.
I mean, it's a really good Iron Staff.
I mean, at
But,
least if we had, at least if we had Xfer, we could Xfer and then try and Brack or Bane.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I was gonna say, One Fine Day. Yeah, they also proceeded to turn off the ability to revive characters, just completely. So this is a weird application of your ideas. Well, what they did is they just didn't allow the use of fighters, red mages, or white mages, nor did they allow reviving at pubs by basically turning on the "you can only recruit" slots that have nuns in them. And then they didn't take any nuns. So it is a really weird and convoluted way to ensure permadeath, but it actually works. And it's making this a reset fiesta. The good news is they made it short Topher. So, like, they'll actually be able to finish this seed. They just might wind up having to grind somewhere safe for a while.
So I think what's the only stuff that's left they haven't checked so far is
On-rack.
On-rack and then Ice Cave. Because they have to take that very long route over.
Yeah, On-rack, Ice Cave, Ordeals, Waterfall. Alright, Spellzapp, obviously a man on a mission. Or may have just decided, you know what, I don't need this black belt.
Whoa. He actually saved... Oh my goodness.
Spellzapp has decided... Well, no, okay, he's got the Katana 5, he has the tail. He knows that he is getting a ninja.
Well, yeah, but you are now guaranteed only 3 manning for the rest of it. It is basically like a nun character now. You can't bring that back. If for whatever reason you might need a meat shield, he doesn't have that option now.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's a short Topher. And anything else he may just be thinking, I can outrun it. Like, yeah, I'm kind of with Crab Cakes on this one. I don't hate this play with that Katana 5 in play. Because the Thief can wear better armor than the Black Belt. And yeah, it basically... I think if you're thinking to yourself, that Katana 5 is going to be my main damage dealer... Excuse me. Then, oh yeah, I guess that was Danny's demise. Poor Danny.
I mean, it's true. It's just interesting to do it so early, I guess, because, I don't know.
I mean, the sooner you do it, the sooner you can start getting enough experience on the rest of your party for them to survive. So I don't hate it. And it's one of those things, you know, he probably is thinking, like, to get enough levels on that thief to where... Well, actually, no. You know what I bet is probably also on his mind in terms of getting these levels? He's got that warp at level 5. So he may just be thinking, alright, let's go ahead and hang enough on these black mages to where I can start warping. Because that's really useful in floor shuffle. Or was.
I think he's getting bullied by trolls and other things. Keeps running into those trolls with death touch.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I guess it's kind of one of those rocket tag situations.
And there goes me, unfortunately. Yeah. These trolls are not being nice, but he's trying to bane them, though.
Yeah, like I said, rocket tag. Like, it's... The trolls can kill you in one shot. You can potentially kill them in one shot. Congratulations, welcome to, you know, playing dodgeball, but with missile launchers. You know, I think he may just be trying to raise funds for all these level 5 spells.
I mean, it makes sense. I like the fact that he's going to buy those cap plus 4s.
Meanwhile, our #1 contender, El Markin, hanging out in chat, pointing out that he is really happy that Spellzapp is the one who has to deal with this. Of declining. Where's the fun in that? I mean, I'm sure eventually we are going to get folks like saying, I do not have the energy to do this when spring tournament comes around. But then again, who knows? I don't think we were really expecting to be sitting here on a Sunday night talking over a seed like this.
I don't know about you, Will, but I dream about this every time I go to sleep. I go, what kind of crazy flags can we play on Speed Gaming Prime? I enjoy it.
I mean, I do think these things, dang. It's just, I know that no one will let me.
No. There's a difference between Wout enjoyed seeds and, you know, what the others, you know, would come up with, okay? There's a difference.
Okay, I will give you that. Usually seeds that I enjoy are not good for putting on speed gaming because they fail to meet that first requirement. And some would argue they barely meet the second requirement.
That is so many quips on Thunder's side of random stuff. It's kind of, I mean,
apparently there was a second pro ring down there. So, you know, that is actually good to know. And I see that we missed out on one of your favorite spells at level 4 Black Magic.
Oh, what spell is that again? What?
Quack.
I can't remember.
Quack.
I hear it's really good for
Quack.
winning matches.
Quack. Quack. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, looking at the first 4 levels of magic, the only direct damage AoE spell we got was Lit 3. But we also, I think, got every single instant kill in the game in the first 5 levels.
Yeah. No, it's very true. The good news is those black mages are almost level 8, where they'll be able to use that level 4 black magic spells. So they're almost, I believe they're actually there. Spellzapp should be around 8 now, and Thunder is level 9. So
Yeah, Spellzapp hit level 8 when he was leaving the Crescent location. Which was Melmond. That's right. So, yeah. They both should have the ability to make use of those first 4 levels of magic, which pretty much just boils down to, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like instant kills, because, well, you're watching Final Fantasy 1, so that's just kind of what happens. And Dang, since you are one of the advocates of the instant kill strats, why don't we take this opportunity to talk a little bit about why, unlike basically every other JRPG ever
the fact that weapons sometimes, take a while, but with the instant death spells and the way that we're coded in Final Fantasy, instant death spells at least have a 3 in 256 chance of hitting, but when it hits, guess what? There's no more damage coming out to you anymore. So, Cake on Lich 2, for example, in the vanilla game, always used to cast Nuke. I believe, Wout, you had that issue too. So, by instantly killing said enemy, you don't have to deal with that anymore, because it goes away, and you gain experience points, and then you run away.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just one of those things where the way this game is designed, there aren't a lot of, like, the enemies that are absolutely not going to be instant killable with anything are few and far between, and with the right setup, you can use that against anyone. Thanks to a lovely little spell I like to call Xfer, because that's the name of the spell. Yeah, Bert, anyone who doesn't love resets stopped watching this stream about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. So everyone here loves resets, or is contractually obligated to show up.
I like the way Thunder's doing this. Even though we can't use houses and cabins and stuff like that to save, he's still using them to heal his party and trying to grind into this floating castle 1. So I like it.
Yeah, both of these runners setting up strategies to give themselves plenty of chances to get some lucky shots in, take out some enemies, get that delicious XP, and then keep that delicious XP hanging on their party.
And as we said that, Thunder unfortunately has to reset out.
Yeah. It's a thing. It is definitely a thing. But it is one of those things. I think Thunder may have the right idea right now. We know that there is a big question mark underneath the second floor of this dungeon underneath Elfland Castle. So he may be thinking in that direction of just, well, I can't really do too much about Lich at the moment. So let's go try and deal with some of this other stuff, see if we can find out what's underneath Ice Cave Floor 1, and go from there. And Spellzapp, meanwhile, is taking more of a, alright, let's get enough levels to survive most of what I know is out here, and then let's go find out what I haven't seen yet. Yeah, no, you can absolutely bane a Lich. Yes, Lich is resistant to poison. But Lich A still has kind of crappy M defense, but more importantly, you still have a 3 in 256 chance of nailing it.
I actually did a race one time, and what I did is I had to land Xfer, and then I casted Bane because I didn't have any way of damaging him, so I got like an early kill on Lich by doing that.
That's kind of fantastic. So yeah, Spellzapp showing us that there is a volcano floor underneath Ordeals, and it leads into Elfland Castle. And hey, we still have an herb that we haven't checked out yet.
Great play by Spellzapp there. Ooh, Crown. I don't think we have access to Northwest yet, so...
Yeah, no, we have absolutely no idea where Astos is hiding.
Yeah, well, you know. He's a kindly old king, just hanging out.
Yep, good King Astos. Definitely not going to betray you.
Never. He would never. So I forgot that we got the canoe, so technically Spellzapp can go to... no, it's the southern continents, right? No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he go to... Where's he going?
He's probably going to go save that crown.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's probably a good idea to save, because that's a heck of a journey to have to go back.
And he is in a very... That was a very good part of the RNG table for sailing. Holy cow.
That was... that really was. With the 0.5 encounter rate, that lasted a long time.
I'm wondering if, yeah... I'm wondering if he kept track of where he found that, of roughly where that was in the table. Thunder, meanwhile, it looks like has decided he's going to do some grinding on a Frost D here on the Mage tile in Ice Cave. I have no idea where this Ice Cave is, but you know what? I bet if I go check Danny's notes, I can figure it out.
Yeah, it looks like he's in Elfland. No, he's in... I don't know. Either way, he's grinding Frost Dragons, and this could be big for him.
Alright, thank you, Danny. That's in Matoya.
I like how she put it in caps. You know, like, hey, idiots. It's in Matoya's.
I was getting there. I was looking at the thing.
I wasn't, because it just says Matoya Ice. What is that supposed to mean, Danny? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, dang, can we not, like, taunt Danny? Because that sounds like how her wrath is visited upon us.
Woo and Wheels, always together. You know, it's like a family thing or whatever, you know?
Okay, her wrath is visited upon me.
That's what you get.
No, it's not! You're the one that provoked her!
Yep, it's all part of my master plan. Maybe you should sign up for this spring tournament.
No.
Yeah, come on, well, it'll be lots of fun.
No.
You have sign-ups until March 15th.
Yeah, I'm aware that sign-ups are until March 15th. I ain't signing up. Everyone else should. But I ain't. XP, I believe, is set at 2.2.
Yeah, 2.2...
Plus 220.
Yeah, and then they get the up 200% once they get 12 key items, so getting those 12 key items is going to be huge. Huge!
Alright, so we're going to see how Spellzapp fares in his attempt on Lich. I do believe he does have some cake, so...
Nah, he's just going fast as peppers. Oh,
excuse me.
You there. You were so excited about this Lich kill here. Lich trying to swing back on Dang. You might not know this about me, Lich, but I only hit for 9.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awkward. I am now paralyzed.
Yeah, and I think that was hold, too, so without a Cure 4, that's not going anywhere.
So you're saying there's a chance. I am blinded and paralyzed. This seems like an awful fight for me right now. Come on, Spellzapp, I believe in you.
Alright, you're on your feet. You can't see a thing. Spellzapp is resorting to Bane strats. And that was 5 hits for like 375.
That was 575. Let's go.
Holy crap, that was a beefy lich.
That knife. See, look, I told you, I got this. You put me as a ninja, I will carry you.
You're not a ninja yet, dang.
In my dreams, I am.
Your dreams are just memes.
Memes that win. 4-1 in Swiss somehow last year. Let's go.
Yeah, well, that was last year. This is new year, new you. No higher deals. See, this is the corner of the world that this, you can't save in the overworld is absolutely distressing to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. My anxiety would be out of control right now because that's such a long journey.
Thunder did, like, stop off at an inn somewhere to save all of that grinding he did, right? I was kind of watching the Lich fight, so I don't remember.
Oh, we found Volcano. Perfect.
Yeah, Armory floor is always nice to see.
You know, see, this is pretty nice, too, by Thunder. Since he didn't check Armory right away, he's able to do this check and now check out the Volcano floor. I kind of like that.
Yeah, he's gonna just leave. Okay. Okay, he's going back in. Hopefully he remembers that, that cabins don't save. I'm sure he does, but...
Yeah, he was actually telling me that he's done a couple practice seeds. He was about 150-ish, 1 hour 50 for most of his seeds, or his practice match, or his practices, so...
Yeah. Now, it is one of those things, like, for all of the grief we're kind of giving them, alright, apparently we are lagging. Or at least I'm lagging.
Yeah, cast slow on us, and wow. We were really behind, because apparently Thunder is back in the river system already.
I mean, he pretty much would have already cleared everything out by that point. And Spellzapp had something bad happen to him.
So what? Melcath asked us if it's a special provision for this tournament. It's not really a special tournament. It's more of an open challenge for people, and we've got a so-called ranking system. It's more for fun.
Yeah.
And,
now, basically, yeah, it's kind of a systemic way to have people race races and have an idea of who's the best racer and who isn't the best racer. So yeah, basically every single match is kind of different. It's probably best to think of it like professional wrestling, where, you know, every match might have completely different conditions based on what folks are doing. I mean, this is far sillier than any promotion in terms of gimmick matches, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, tomorrow morning we have a kind of vanilla-ish race to Lich. Earlier today we had a match between two competitors where they went for 8 hours straight just to see who could complete as many seeds as possible in that time constraint.
Oh yeah, I was there for that. That was fun.
Yeah, why are you here now? Like,
because
what?
My love for you, Wout. Okay, I enjoy doing commentary with you, and Danny is awesome too as the tracker, even though she's a little abusive with her yelling at us because we don't pay attention to her notes.
I mean, it's one of those things. That just means she's part of our family, dang. Because I don't pay attention to you anyway. Oh, hi, Phantom.
Oh, that feels so bad. That was the rod which we found, and then he had to reset out. Oof.
Yeah, no, he made the correct decision there. That Phantom was about to delete one of his characters.
Nah, it's fine. That character would have dodged, okay? There is no way that that Phantom would have... Ragnarok says he could have warped out. Yeah, he could have. It would have just taken him, what, 8 warps or something like that?
I thought that he had all 4 party members up when he saw the Phantom. But, you know... What do I know? I only have one eye.
Nah, he lost it just before to mummies. He lost App.
Alright, well, that just shows how much I pay attention to things. But yeah, so, long story short, we have a lot of weird things happening. Thunder at least now knows where that rod is if he wants to go back for it. So... And yeah, I think we saw Crystal led to the chime as well. So that's actually really good, because that opens up another location for Spellzapp when he does eventually bother to make that on-rack Northern Continent kind of a play. Because the thing about entrance shuffle is, in floor shuffle, is the requirements for getting into certain entrances and for passing certain floor locks remains the same. So it's one of those things where you do, you know, still need the chime to check what's at the Mirage Tower location. You still need the rod to get through the rod floor. So...
I mean, we at least know where it's at. It's just kind of protected by a very terrifying looking eye that does lots of damage.
No, it's not. We have, like, we're going to have so many shots of warp by the end of this.
So you're gonna warp out of ordeals?
Oh yeah, the pillar maze.
I'm like, hey, I mean, that's possible. I'm just saying is you better make sure that you have a lot of warp charges when considering it's level 5 magic.
Well, no. Okay, here's the thing. If you can warp back to the 4-pillar room, one of those is probably going to lead you back to the exit of to the entrance of the pillar floor. Because that happens all the time. So it's doable.
I don't think that's actually how the warp would work like that. I think it actually gets all messed up.
Well,
because...
no, okay. The way it works, they did fix this, is it basically will just pop off the last floor in the stack as long as you haven't returned to the overworld. It only clears when you go to the overworld. So you would just have to do is warp back a bunch of times and then hit the pillars. Because if I'm not mistaken, the pillars aren't warps. They're just staircases. Otherwise, you couldn't use warp to backtrack.
Well, right, but because you went through the staircase to get back to that first location, when you use warp, you just go back to that spot you just used, essentially.
I think that you can warp from the staircase room back to the pillars. And if you can get back to the pillars, you can, in theory, navigate your way into the bad pillar to get out.
I mean, I would say that I would rather take my chances with the Phantom than waiting for having enough charges to warp out, but, you know, that's just me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the Phantom, like, okay, here's the thing. At the point where you are probably secure enough to be able to face that Phantom and probably not lose a character, you probably have enough charges to get out of there using warps. Especially with the characters that we have. Yeah, no, nothing's clamped.
Well, he did Ragnarok, but the Phantom had turn order and basically would have just one-shotted whoever he had in that slot. And since he had already lost his black belt already, you can't really afford to lose another one, unfortunately, since there's no reviving.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason to do that would be to probe and figure out whether or not the Phantom's paper. Also, Warmech is required tonight, to answer the question, chat.
Although, Steers does bring a point is maybe to see how much... I mean, I know it's kind of a waste of time to test this, but as we found the C-split here, so Spellzapp is kind of in new territory. Just to see...
Oh, wow!
Ribbon +3, okay.
Yeah.
That replaces almost as good as a cap +4.
I think that the absorb hit is worth the elemental resistances.
But don't you lie to me. The cap is always better. Are you a little speechless right now?
No, it's just this is a nasty dungeon here under Ice Cave. Like, that is Sky 3 leading into... Oh! Giants had Quad X.
With a bottle there, we have access to Gaia, so that's good. The only... Wait. Spellzapp going 2 persons? No. He's got to be checking more depth.
Maybe? I mean, it's one of those things. We'll see what he does when he gets out of here. He may just be thinking, well, I've got this bottle, alright. Yeah, he may have just been thinking, let's see where this bottle goes, and then I'll make my choice from there. Also, he did have those 10 chests up on Sky 3 to investigate. So...
I mean, it didn't help the fact that he ran into those gargoyles that are unrunnable, so...
I am questioning whether or not this is the best approach to take to this ice cave. I feel like coming from, I don't know, maybe. I feel like it's kind of the same distance starting from that Crescent Lake Melman location, rather than Canaria.
But it's safer to go this way, though. The enemies are easier. He doesn't have to run into those Death Touch trolls over by Crescent.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things about this is remembering what encounters are dangerous, which ones are, and then making sure that...
Yeah, no, Crab Cakes, I was talking about parking your ship by Crescent.
Yeah, there is a dock to the north of, or a river system that you can go north of from that dock or whatever. He could do it if he chose to, but I figured it's because he wants to watch out for those dangerous encounters. Because giants are prevalent over by Crescent, and so is, well, there's a floater, so Spellzapp smart. Our kindly old king. Look at that. You were right. Well, the kindly old king was helping us out the whole time.
I mean, yeah. So we don't have a key, so this is Spellzapp basically making a mad dash for the exit.
And I think, wow, look at that. He's level 14 with his ninja there. It's almost perfect. And we get... Wizzehags with Crack already takes out CC. This is he gonna go 2-person strats? I think he's gonna go.
I think he's thinking of doing 2-person strats.
And I mean, I know we're talking about it, but I mean, that Katana +5 is probably the most game-changing thing that's happened right now, and just allows you to just alter whatever you plan.
I don't think Spellzapp would be pressing like this if he wasn't planning to just go 2-man for the rest of this. Oh! I just realized that also is a flag that's on. I forgot that One Fine Day managed to finally make it so that you can run away from Wizsahag Arsahag fights.
Thank you, One Fine Day. You are the hero we needed for that. Alright, so Spellzapp has basically sacrificed for the greater good the black belt and a black mage. We are 2-man strats from here on out for Spellzapp. Thunder's still trying to hold on to his 4-man party, so we're going to see which one was the right way to go. What's your bet on this?
Honestly, I think Spellzapp might have the right idea at this point. Like, your best defense at this point is levels, and when you can't revive anyone, you can't use dance strats without just kind of committing to the idea of how low can you go. And with a short Topher, this isn't really going to be a marathon, this is going to be a sprint at the end. So being able to just kind of push these two might be the way to go.
So what do you think here, Wout? Do you think it's one of these situations where Spellzapp actively just tries to find the Bahamut as fast as possible since he's level 14?
I feel like you have to in this situation. I think it's kind of a mix to kind of comment on what they're saying over in chat. I think Spellzapp didn't go in planning on the 2-man, but when he wound up in that position where it's just like, I have to make a choice, I think he made the right choice. Yeah, Thunder sold his katana for like 8,000.
Which was an interesting move. 8,000, not very great. Unfortunately, all of his characters are being stoned. Hey, you know what? Stoning is actually not bad because we can bring them back. It's almost a better way.
Like, that might actually not be the worst plan, is to keep, someone on... Ah! That actually would enable dance strats. I completely forgot that stone is a thing.
Yeah, quite interesting. It probably would have been very nice for Spellzapp to be able to at least do that. I mean, it's not that important, as you said. It is short Topher that we've kind of talked about. So, it's not long Topher where you have to go through all these highly dangerous enemies. So, but you never know. You might need that extra meat shield to take at least a shot or something for your ninja. But hopefully that Katana 5 will do work.
Oh, it's absolutely going to do work. The Katana 5 doesn't know how to do anything but work.
I mean, I don't know what you will, but I'm getting more and more excited the closer Spellzapp gets to being able to use it.
He didn't go back and check... Did he check Titan's West already? I think he might have left that one behind. Or he might be healing and then... Yeah, keeping that XP from that fighter fight.
Which is such a weird thing. It's so weird to see them having to leave like. Oh,
Hi,
hello.
Kraken floor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm about to. Ooh, speaking of high experience fights, hello. I mean, this fight is basically going to rely upon Spellzapp landing Brack or Bane.
I mean, it's also going to rely on him not dying horrifically to a shark and a floating pair of eyeballs.
Oh yeah, that too.
Well, he made it through, and that's going to get him to level 17. And he's off to save that too. Is this really the closest town?
I mean, he's at 12 key items, so I mean, he's gaining a lot of experience. He's got to be at 12 key items by now. Oh, speaking of another town, there we go. We found Onrak.
Which, that is a check that we can make here under the sea. Or whatever's down here.
Why did the Little Mermaid song just come into my head because of that?
Because I said the phrase under the sea. Like, I mean, that really is just kind of the basic thing there, is it is literally the title of the song.
I wish it wouldn't have popped into my head right now, because I can't get out of my mind now. Thanks a lot, WoW. So, I mean, I'm starting to think Thunder's going to go the two-person strat also, but it's going to be Black Belt, Black Mage, Spellzapp, Thief, Black Mage, so it's going to be interesting. Ooh, Tiamat with the required Warmech. Yeah, let's get the heck out of there.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need that class change before he even thinks about that, but that is fairly convenient.
That is, I mean, the important thing is that is 3 Fiends found so far. And we have access to Temple of Fiends, so...
Yeah, and Onrak being where it is also going to be very convenient for making all of these Northern Continent checks with the airship. Because that's actually a pretty central location.
Ooh, Fog 2 Hammer. Hello. Or Axe.
Yeah. Fog 2 plus 1 axe. Not that matters too much, but hey, we take Fog 2 if we can't have Invis 2. Yeah.
That was Onrak Dungeon that led to Tiamat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty awesome because we have the hard fight of Warmech. We can quickly save if that Black Mage, survives. Walk out with it. Or whatever.
Warp out.
And then take on Tia. Yeah. If we wanted to. I mean, generally, though, if you're going to kill Warmech, you should be able to take out Tia, especially with Bane and Brack readily available at low levels.
Yeah, but the flip side to that is...
Oh, that's a nice tile if we can do it. Unfortunately, we didn't heal beforehand. Getting more information.
Well, he's about to go back to the inn, maybe, or...
I was going to say, he's doing some spicy checks here with no HP.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. He didn't really find much aside from that Fog 2 axe, and that's not going to do him much good with the HP he's got at his disposal. So, on an unrelated note, I've never noticed before how Kane's,
Oh, yeah, baby, let's go!
Okay, never mind. C just exploded.
That is the defense sword that has been re-rolled to nuke. It is no longer a defensive sword. We are going all offensive. Let's go.
Yeah, the sea just got blown open with a mushroom cloud.
No doubt. Wow. What a find for Spellzapp here. Whew, he should be able to extend his lead, and those levels are going to be so much easier to get. Thunder, the challenger, really needs to get going here.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of just been... Like, I keep looking up, and it feels like he's kind of in the same place.
Walt, I just realized you're the one who rolled this. I feel like you're kind of slacking on what I've been known as Walt specials.
Okay, I'm going to point this out, Dang. We are an hour in.
Uh-huh.
How many horrifying enemies have we seen?
Not enough, clearly, because we got a nuke sword now. Or is that you just being lenient on our runners?
I mean, here's the thing. You still have to live long enough to use the nuke.
That is fair. That is a fair point there.
Like, yes, really this is just extending my love of rocket tag. Like, in the original Halo, my favorite thing to do was to go to, it's what, boarding action? Was that the level that had the two ships facing each other and you had to use teleporters to cross the map?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, go to that level, rocket launchers only. Stay on your side.
I see you're a man of class also.
So, honestly, you know, I'm fine with this turning into rocket tag. Because I like rocket dodgeball.
I mean, in chat, though, it's kind of interesting how they're saying it is, if your item magic, or your magic items get a minus, their spells and stuff actually have a reduced effect. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
I have no idea how you would do that without also crippling the spells as they stood. But, you know what? I'm sure that if someone can think of a way to do it, someone will probably find a way to do it.
Although that would make, like, a nuke +5 insane.
Oh, yeah, no, a nuke +5 would just basically be, "Hi, Chaos, how's it going?" Dead. Like, that's basically, yeah.
I mean, it seems only fair. I mean, come on. Chaos and T-Man have all this health. I mean, why can't we have a spell that does, like, half their damage, or half their HP in one shot?
No, here's the thing, though. Nuke +5 wouldn't be the spell you want to see. Quad X +5 is the spell you'd want to see.
So if an enemy rolls under 1,000 HP, they instantly die if they don't have resistance to death spells?
But you know what else would be in play at that point? X for +3.
Hey, it might be useful. Hey, that's a Lit 2 shirt. That is in the incentive pool, so we don't know if it's a black shirt or a white shirt since both of them are there. Did he check that southern room?
No, he literally just checked the incentive location and went.
I mean, I don't blame him. He doesn't really need to because we've already found the loose. I was just curious. I mean, I guess there's only going to be one defense sword, and it's a nuke sword. Ooh, red and closed, and we got initiative.
Have they actually changed that Ragnarok? I think last I checked, the randomizer doesn't actually look to see whether a white shirt or a black shirt has an appropriate type of spell on it.
Oh, we found LaFane. That was the chime that Thunder found. Made the cheeky check to check out Mirage. Unfortunately, we have not learned the LaFanish language.
So yeah, anyway, I assume that by tomorrow morning, someone will have decided to introduce the plus or minus spell flags. You know, just if you feel like having things be horrible and terrifying. Because, you know what the thing I just realized about a nuke +5 is?
What's that?
Enemies would also be casting it.
Well, no, because that would only... Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't work, because unless they can pull it up. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, unless someone wants to go deep into the paint to hack to have the casting items pull from a different place than the actual spell list.
Yeah, let's not encourage this, okay? I mean,
Rocket
black mages,
tag.
black mages already have a hard enough time surviving through Temple of Fiends Revisited. We don't need to give them any stronger spells, okay?
I mean, clearly the point where we should have stopped was way back when.
Nah, that's no fun. Come on now.
Ah, yes, Link Shot. I just realized that, yeah, you've been playing around with a lot of wacky stuff like this. If you at any point want to add that to the randomizer, then I personally feel like the only people who will ever play it are participants in the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship, but by all means. So Spellzapp found the waterfall at a location that I'm sure will be in Danny's notes. It's deep in that Cardia forest.
Oh, wait. This is actually kind of interesting for Spellzapp if he can make it through. Okay, well, I was going to say, even with that one black mage going down, he can still soft the other black mage. Interesting idea for Thunder there, if that would have worked out.
Amazing Ampharos asking the important questions. How far back does Warp +5 send you?
It sends you back in time 5 floors. So, you know, speaking of interesting things here, I'm going to point out as we're about to take on, or as we're going through a spike tile to talk to the robot. Well, did you see the flags that are being showcased at tomorrow morning's Irongol match? It's a 4-way match, and there's no saving whatsoever. It's the original game with 2 times enemy health and all that stuff. And there's no saving whatsoever, overworld or ins. And it's the first one to be able to defeat Lich.
Is that the 6 a.m. race?
The 6 a.m.
Oh god,
Pacific
why
time.
are you people waking up at... Okay, 6 a.m. Pacific time's not as bad. But that's still absurd.
Yeah. And there's no saving whatsoever. So if they wipe on Lich or anything like that, they have to essentially reset, remake their parties, and go at it again. They are crazy, and I love it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those... I mean, you are technically watching a pseudo-wote special right now, Maverick, but what I was going to say is, I don't think that's getting restreamed anywhere, so if that kind of torture sounds good to you, I would suggest you check out that link to the Discord that just got posted, so that you can catch the multi-twitch when it pops up. Ragnarok, there are no save items. Oh, you mean to heal. Oh, no, no, the overworld saving's off right now.
Yeah, the Challenger Thunder decided he was going to challenge Spellzapp with these flags, and they are a doozy.
Mm-hmm. But Spellzapp is managing to claw his way to safety. And he is out after climbing down a very deep and dangerous dungeon. Yeah, Thunder has, I think, just kind of hit a bit of a brick wall in a couple of places that Spellzapp didn't. And I feel like the turning point was Zapp's willingness to kind of spread his attention out and go for that Ice Cave play. And by Ice Cave, I mean the thing what is at Ice Cave.
No, yeah, agreed. And I mean, it also helps the fact that Spellzapp had a thief that can run a lot better than a black belt.
Or a black mage, yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things. It'll be interesting to see if Thunder being able to take advantage of those stoned meat shields is going to come into play in the end game. Or if Spellzapp, having that thief with plenty of experience on him when he does finally find Bahamut, is going to wind up paying off more.
Alright, so Spellzapp should be... I was going to say, he's pretty close once you get to those 4 teleporters. So,
yeah.
Only thing Spellzapp's got to worry about is that Phantom. We are in prime crit range if that Phantom decides to swing hard.
I mean, the flip side to it is we can nuke the Phantom. He is checking easy chests, and he is going. I can't remember if there was much of value down here.
Besides the rod? No, I don't remember much of anything.
Okay, here's a riddle for you, Dang. Did Spellzapp get his black mage stoned at some point?
No.
Then why were the black mage and thieves? Why are the black mage and thieves levels desynced?
I guess maybe they were.
Yeah, I guess.
See, look at that.
Okay, thank you, Ryudo RPG. Yeah, apparently the black mage did get stoned at some point in proceedings. So,
But don't ask me these hard questions. I mean, I'm just assuming. I guess it would have had to have been, unless he somehow found a way to save and revive.
Crabcake's pointing out that Spellzapp might have almost saved and reset there, but fortunately realized that he didn't hear the happy music.
Oh no. He's gonna have to do that all over. No way. He's not gonna do one black mage, is he? Oh, no. He's gonna do this just to look to see what's at Waterfall.
I mean, if he gets out of this fight alive.
That's a good point.
Alright, he's out.
He finally paid for his greed.
I mean, the good news for Spellzapp is that rod was the only thing of importance down there. So, he'll eventually get his chance to do something with that. And now we're actually finally looking at what's at the Gaia and Lefane locations.
That guy was very interesting. It was empty. It was a ghost town.
I think the dragon was just up in the upper left-hand corner or something. Nuking some wings. And yeah, Thunder is off doing his black belt grind for a bit, I think.
Oh, hey
But-
there.
Hey, it's Canaria Castle. Which gives us the slab and the cube. We did see the cube lock at a place that I'm now going to go through Danny's notes to locate. Ah, yeah, it's at the small Cardia Island.
Are you sure I don't see it there?
It's tiny. Dash, Sky F2, Sharknad, Agama Floor, Q-blocked.
We got a raid from Speed Gaming 3. Whoa, aren't you excited? I know I am.
Hey, Speed Gaming 3!
Welcome, Raiders.
Alright, you know what? This seems like a good time to recap what on earth is going on here. You want me to take it, Dang?
Well, you do such an excellent job. I'm gonna let you do it.
Alrighty. Welcome everyone from Speed Gaming 3 to this championship matchup for the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship. This is a title match between Spellzapp, the current champion, and Thunder, the contender. Number 2 contender technically, but given the right to challenge because Ale Markin let him. The important thing you need to understand about this is that this is basically a belt series, where there is one champion and everyone else is fighting to be able to challenge the champion. It is essentially a ranked list of contenders. The important thing you need to know about this match in particular is that this is a gauntlet. The runners are incapable of reviving their party members either at clinics or using spells, mostly because their party members can't actually cast life because they have nothing but non-casters and black magic casters. Both runners have been wandering around for a while, checking various locations. We have floor shuffle on, which means that every single location in the game can have anything in it or underneath it. The important thing you need to know about on that front is that essentially enemies are still as strong as they would be if they were in their normal dungeon locations, so every dungeon is terrifying. More importantly, though, you cannot save anywhere in the overworld. You can only use inns to save, which is why you're seeing Spellzapp run over to a town and save, and then proceed to run off to wherever he's going next, because otherwise he cannot continue. And in that particular regard, we are now at the point where Spellzapp has basically everything he needs except the ability to level up his party to class chains, that he has full offensive capabilities. And we are still missing the location of one fiend. Meanwhile, Thunderclaude has opted to start leveling his black belt to absurd levels so that he can punch his way through everything. We have a short Temple of Fiends revisited tonight, which means that the final dungeon is going to be very quick when they get to it. However, you will note that right now, between the two runners, there's only one orb that is lit, and that one orb means that there are still 7 more fiend fights that have to happen and that our runners have to survive. And with that being said, welcome to the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship. It is always like this.
You are absolutely right, Wout. That was fantastic on a Sunday SmackDown. I am Dang. Woo! And let me tell you, we are here to have some fun. Spellzapp's off to a big lead here. Thunder has not gotten in the air yet. I don't know what's going to happen here, but that nuke sword is paying off for Spellzapp for finding it early. We finally get through the teleporter maze, and we're moving our way through.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if Spellzapp's hoping to see Carrie or Bahamut more at the bottom here. But the answer is, oh, I needed that rod. But he is still going to go because I do believe the chest behind the vampire is incentivized.
No, it's not actually. The only one that's not incentivized.
Huh.
I had to check myself. I'm glad I had it up.
Alright, so yeah, he's just going to get out of here, because I think he realized it too. Alright, Classic Gamer, thanks for showing up. And yeah, this will be available over on both the Speed Gaming and on Speed Gaming, as well as on the Final Fantasy Randomizer YouTube channel's playlists. Find them wherever you want to.
Yep, just gotta wait for them to get exported over, and I'll have that up on the Final Fantasy YouTube for sure, and of course, Speed Gaming will have theirs up too. I mean, it's basically the same video, so it works out perfectly that way.
But yeah, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with the actual vanilla Final Fantasy game, I'm deeply sorry if this is your first experience. But yeah, as far as what is changed besides where things are, the biggest change that you probably need to know about is Blessing and Cursing, which essentially applies a bonus or penalty to equipable items that is indicated by a range between -5 and +5. And what that pretty much just translates to is something with a +5 is going to be stupidly good compared to how it is in the original game, and something with a -5 is utter and complete garbage.
Yep, pretty much that is a mono way of describing it, and I like it, Wout. That's exactly what ends up happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, that's all you need to know. You don't need to get the nitty-gritty unless you decide to join us over on our Discord, which, hey, it looks like someone decided to use that !Irongol command to get that very attractive Discord link popping up. And if you do join us over on the Discord, we will be more than happy to help you learn everything you would like to know about this game, and a lot of things you really didn't want to know. Because there's a lot of things that you probably never wanted to learn about this game. It's kind of painful sometimes.
Uh-oh, we got a pause on Thunder's side. Must be lagging.
He'll be back.
Thunder. We need him. We need you.
As the T-800 said in Terminator 2, I shall return.
Is that how he sounded?
Well, no, Terminator 2 is actually a stage play based on the plot of Terminator 2. Except it uses nothing but Shakespearean dialogue.
You would know that.
I went to see that sucker live. The Protoman did the soundtrack. It was really good, okay? Like, the special effects were on point. Whatever. You have no right to judge me. None of you do. Twill might still be somewhere around here. She'll back me up on it. We have matching t-shirts from when we went to see it.
Are you asking for backup now, Wout?
Yes! Yes, I am, and she is obligated to give me backup because she loves me.
She's obligated to? What?
Look, she's already sworn an oath to avenge me, therefore, she's also sworn to back me up on how awesome it was, because she agrees with me.
Well, good. Then I call Danny as my backup. I don't think Danny would back me up either. It's a little unfortunate.
Okay, I'm being ordered to go back to commentating, and okay. Yeah, so Spellzapp went and got the rod from the dungeon we've already seen him do, and he proceeded to go back to the dungeon we've already seen him do, run through some dead guy in a cloak, and he's now running through a floor we haven't seen yet, and there's behind... Spellzapp?
He rushed. He accidentally rushed reset that.
This is why I'm not bothering to commentate, Arxelis.
Oh, apparently I missed the Black Mage died. Yeah, I didn't realize the Black Mage died. All I see was the reset.
Yeah, I missed that too. But...
I was actually looking over at Thunder's side and seeing if Danny was, going to support me in my time of need there as my backup, but she was going to leave me out to dry.
Should have read her notes more, man. Maybe then she'd be more willing to fight for you.
That's actually probably true. It hurts a little inside to know that.
Okay, can I just say that I appreciate that Spellzapp knows the way through this maze, but part of his route involves running too far up, so that he then knows when to turn around and go left.
I was actually going to say the same thing because he's done that every single time.
Like, I mean, he's very clearly using that as a landmark, and I appreciate that. But it just amuses me that he has these extra steps in just so that he doesn't get lost. Have I mentioned I love Sky Maze?
I mean, sometimes I wonder if like he's texting people while playing, and he just doesn't realize that he's gone too far up.
I don't think he has. Like, okay, how often have you played with Sky Maze? Let's dig into this for a moment.
Oh, I don't play with Sky Maze because I get lost in every time because it just hates me. I mean, I enjoy it because it's fun.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it, but yeah, I mean, you don't have to be distracted to get lost in Sky Maze. Sometimes you just get lost in Sky Maze because it's hateful.
It really is a hateful flag design.
Okay, Danny now being nice to Dang, which, who does that, God?
She's my backup, Walt. Take that.
Alright, so once more we run into this guy in a cloak, and anyway, he's gone now. We'll probably not see Spellzapp open the box this time because he doesn't need $800. He needs to class change that thief because he's been toting around a katana +5 for the last hour and a half.
It is like the greatest tease ever, too. I got this amazing weapon, but I can't use it.
I mean, the good news is, at the rate the seed's going, and considering he's two-manning, he's still going to probably get 4 spells, like 4 casts on his thief. Ninja. Person.
It's like Thunder is still roaming around. I don't think he's done the ice cave yet for the floater.
Alright. And at long last, our national nightmare is at an end. That thief is a ninja. And anyway, we're about to see the power of this fully armed and operational battle station. I have no idea what Spellzapp's going to do at this point, and I'm not entirely sure he does either. No, Arxelis. The international nightmare is the coronavirus. Try to keep up with the news. So anyway, Spellzapp now going ahead and spelling up that ninja because, oh dear God, he's going to need every single cast he has. I think we saw Saber at level 6. And our tracker Danny pointing out in the backstage that Carrie is probably behind that Q block because I think that's basically the only dungeon bottom we haven't seen at this point.
Oh, now here's something. Spellzapp's actually going to try and take on Warmac and Tiamat here, trying to get that experience early on to help to kill the other fiends. I kind of like this.
Yeah, I like the play. I honestly like the play, because the other thing is, he also has the option of just teleporting out of here, saving with the Warmech dead, and then coming back later.
Oh, that beautiful, beautiful damage by that katana +5. Let's get more of it. But yeah, this is... The katana +5 is basically
So anyway, I heard you like being punished for your sins. The sword.
Are you talking about the nuke sword he's got too?
Porque no los
ambushing
dos?
Warmech. Ambushing Warmech, perfect. At least only casted fire through.
I mean, they chose to leave that flag on.
Oh,
They
that's an
did this to
evasive-
themselves.
That's an evasive Warmech. This could be problems. Oh, and we're blind too? Perfect. We can't hit a broadside of a barn. We have no lock spells.
Okay, dang. Do not lie to the fine people at home about the effects of dark.
Look, he's not hitting. Okay, well, he hit there.
Yes,
got a
that's
crit.
because the Warbeck's dodging, not because of the dark.
Look, it's all because of the dark. See? Look, well, it's because I'm OP.
So anyway, that Warmech just had a bad time. Like, that thing had to had, like, maybe 600 HP? 700?
Maverick Canessa brings up a good point. If only we had lamp available. Where is the lamp helmet?
Presumably down in the mine where it belongs. Anyway, while that was all happening, Thunder did finally get his floater, so he will be airborne shortly.
That is our first orb lit for Spellzapp.
Second orb.
Second?
He did kill that. He got that sassy
that's
lich
right.
kill early on.
That's right.
You know, back when he had a black belt.
kill.
Alright,
Yeah,
I
that-
believe this is where Kraken was hiding.
And that lich kill was actually kind of... That was a little while ago, so... That's right, because he got the large knife to do lots of damage. Because he tempered up that ninja.
That's right, you're right. Alright, I think that we're going to see Carrie here. And the fairy had the key. So Thunder is probably about to go on a bit of a shopping spree, and by shopping spree I mean kicking in the door to various treasuries and taking everything that's not nailed down. There are still quite a few weapons we have not seen yet, so if he decides to do a little bit of raiding, we may wind up finding something real nice.
Oh, he's going for you know, he might make up some time here since Spellzapp, you know, spent a good amount of time trying to get that promotion and stuff like that. That black belt might be able to do it with the levels that he's got right now. Just try and take on with that Warmech being so low HP and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the real trick is just actually managing to land the hits, and that's what, a level 32 or so black belt?
I haven't seen it. I'm assuming he'll heal once he gets closer to Kraken. He was so fast I didn't even see it.
Yeah, well, with 640, that seems like it's probably in the low to mid-30s. So, if nothing else, fast on that sucker, he's probably going to land enough hits to take that Warmech down in short order. Or Kraken's going to land enough hits to take the Black Mage down in short order. Whatever. Anyway, Spellzapp's got 3 orbs lit now.
3 orbs lit, doesn't heal up, nothing after defeating Carrie. I don't think he had heal potions anyways, but Thunder gets rewarded, finally gets his nuke sword. He's going to be happy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now we're buying lock spells.
Oh, yeah. No, like, Spellzapp learned a very important lesson about why you bring lock, even if it eats into your fast budget.
Yeah, especially when you don't have access to a saber spell, which increases your hit percentage. Yeah, having a lock, I think, is kind of important. At least to save time. It's not necessarily you need it, but it can save time. Unfortunately, he forgot that he has to defeat the
Kraken.
Kraken.
So we are now watching Spellzapp as he checks his notes to remember where the Kraken was. And I'm going to go check my notes to remember where the Kraken was. Ah, just Titan West. That took me a moment because I was like, wait, what is Twa? What is it? What is the dungeon that's called Twa?
Twa.
Because all Danny has in her notes is just TW.
Oh.
Hi, my name is Woat, and I'm not a very smart man. Anyway, Thunder's going on an adventure.
I mean, this could still be dangerous for Spellzapp too. Just kind of what happened with Thunder. Kraken do the same thing. One shot that black mage. Do you try and just single man it through, or do you just reset? I'm assuming resetting, but
Well, I mean, this is also a very easy reset. Because that's just fly over to Titan's West and try again.
That is 6 hits on that ninja, and that is amazing to watch.
I'm telling you, man, Katana 5, it's horrifying. Especially when you cast fast.
Oh, big shot by Kraken, but
big shot by Dang.
Dang says anything you can do, I can do better. Bam! Kraken is down. We have 4 orbs lit. Spellzapp can enter Temple of Fiends.
Calamari, anyone?
Ooh, that's right, Wandering Keeper. More rock attack. Oh, carried right off the start. Stun, that's a free turn. 6 hits for 171. Wow, that is a pretty absorb or armored carry. That's even with some crits.
Well, it ain't gonna last much longer.
12 hits for 711. You are absolutely right. Although that black mage needs to live. We need it. That's not going to live. Going to reset, yeah.
That is the nice thing about this short Topher where it is it's just, well, I guess I'm going back in now. Alright, we're going to see what's on the other side of the coin. Hopefully a Lich that doesn't have that much... Wow!
And it's down.
Okay, then.
Thank you, Lich, for playing, and now we've got Kraken 2 up next.
I apologize to everyone's ears for that one, but I would argue that you would agree that was merited.
Uh-oh, this could be bad. Bad turn order. Dang Spellzapp has to reset out. This is the 3rd dive for Spellzapp. Both sides are rough.
See, I would have given that Kraken another crack. If I were in Spellzapp's shoes. Because I feel like with a little better turn order, that would have been another quick fight.
Ooh, that was a good shot there by Spellzapp's ninja. This has chance. That was a big hit. 722. Inferno comes out. Didn't roll very high on the Black Mage. Survives. 762 through. Okay. So we know that Tiamat is on this side.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Zapp isn't at least checking those 7 free chests right there to see if he can find a second ribbon after seeing all of this.
Alright, Dang's gonna swing first, not wait for fast. Tiamat wipes out the Black Mage. See ya. And wipes... Oh my goodness, Tia is huge!
Yeah, I think at this point you gotta try that right side. Again, see if you can not get immediately splatted by Kraken.
He forgets he doesn't have the key, runs into the key lock doors. He's going to try and do a cheeky check. Is there a ruse item available? Heal potions, rune sword. That's almost useful, not really. Dragon armor, dragon sword. Alright, so he's going to go right side mode. I like this. I think it's a little bit better of a chance because how strong Tiamat was. That was just one shot, no chance of even, like, having a fighting chance.
Yeah, and I think this Kraken may prove... Yeah, he's got an ambush on the Kraken, so I think this is going to go very much better.
Yeah, with really good turn order, too. That was great. Oh, he's got 900 damage in on Kraken. Big swing by Kraken. Hopefully we get some turn order. Lit 3. Kraken swings, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, now Spellzapp's just going to go ahead and probe, see if he can get a read on how much HP that Kraken has.
I do agree with Ragnarok there. That BM should probably have the nuke sword, I would think. Cake spell, give it the cake.
Just completely disrespecting Lich 2 here.
I feel he is respecting Lich, okay? Although, I mean, the ninja can survive at least one shot of that Kraken. Black Mage can't. Ooh, this could be good turn order. Oh boy, we need a big hit here.
Yeah, we need the turn order here. Black Mage takes the punch, and Kraken is down.
Ooh. Luckily, no crits happen. Black Mage survives. We're about to see what Garland's got for us.
Mm-hmm. And we're probably about to spend the rest of our heal potions. Alright, Dang. I believe that this is a, your chance to call it situation.
I'm gonna reorganize our party here. See if we absolutely need to get a RNG loop. Spellzapp going for the win. For the title defense, we're going to fast. We're going to lock 2 on that ninja. We're going to go all offensive strats. Chaos is actually pretty weak. Only 90 damage off of that Black Mage. Looks like one more lock 2. Going to make sure Chaos is slow as a turtle. Can't evade our attacks. And as soon as I said doesn't attack for much, hits the ninja for 126.
I mean, that's not much. He can take like 2 more hits of that.
Yeah, but he's in nuke territory now.
Yeah, but we're not going to see that. We've seen all of the other all the other bosses have scripts.
There's a nuclear coming out. We're at 217 with a swirl. That could have killed us, but we resisted it. 5 hits, 720-22. Spellzapp wins, defends his title. GG to Spellzapp.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's see if we can get him in here to have a little bit of a chat about what just happened.
The Katana +5, working wonders. Get a couple tempers on that, get a couple lock spells, and watch that thing work. That was great to watch.
Alright, Spellzapp, GG.
Hey, thanks, Wout.
You have now successfully defended your title once, I believe.
That's right. 100%, you know what I'm saying? Never been defeated in a defense.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that now makes you the longest reigning champion in the Irongol Heavy Metal Championship belt's history.
We're like a week and a half. The longest holding title belt, yeah.
Look, he's also either the youngest or the oldest champion in history. I'm not sure which.
I think it's both.
See, there you go.
Well, no, because Ale held the belt for like a day and a half, and then you crushed his soul.
Oh, true.
So whichever one of you is older is the oldest champion in the history of the belt, and whichever of you is younger is the youngest champion in the history of the belt. So I guess we're going to start with the most important question. When you saw that nuke sword, how did it make you feel?
You know, I was pretty down low on this seed. I was feeling pretty bad about it all. And that sort of just brought me straight back up into even thinking this flags, that's not too bad. It's even if you can't save or can't bring back your dead or.
So I guess the other question I have coming from that is, so did you go into this with the intention of a two-man strat at the end, or did you just kind of roll with it when you kept having characters die in places where it would be really inconvenient to reset?
You know, I told them that their sacrifice wasn't in vain, and we'll come back for you maybe sometime in the future. And but no, really, when I saw the Katana 5, I was like, okay, Thief's actually viable today, because originally the black belt was the plan. So I was like, okay, Katana 5 makes you go over to the Thief and sort of lean into that strategy. And when you're doing that, you don't really need the black belt anymore. So I was going to go with the 2 black mages, and then I fell a little bit behind trying to get the floater.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, we did it. we're good. Let's get out of here. And it was the correct mage. It had all the warps and lightning 3s that I ground for and all that stuff.
Yeah, Thunder, on the other hand, saw that Katana +5, and I think sold it about 20 minutes later.
You know, that's a great call, I think, on his part. Just because if you can find a grind tile that black belt's going to give you so much consistency, and you're going to try to do that early in the seed, earlier than you should, and just make sure you can live through all the things the seed throws at you and try and make up time on making it through.
Yeah, that didn't quite pan out for him. I think he kind of spent a lot of time having to re-dive dungeons and eventually found an Agama tile on the undead spot in Ice Cave.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that was the big problem, was that you needed to find something to grind on early, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it just wasn't in the cards for the seed.
Yeah, now he did at least have a little bit better luck than you did on being able to grind, because as if you followed the stream you might have noticed, his 2 party members wound up getting stoned rather than killed.
And that was on my radar when I was doing the practices, that I got a few things stoned early, and that we would do the grind, the usual 1 to 2 man grind,
Mm-hmm.
And then make our way through. But I guess it didn't really work out today.
All right, so Thunder getting to carry actually brings something to mind for me. Do you want to kind of give us a little bit of a insight into where your thought processes were going as you were attempting Temple of Fiends? And, I mean, obviously feel for you to take your time and properly clean up your language for our broadcast partner.
Yeah, I did see that I got a first strike on Kraken, so I felt like I could make it through if one of them each took a hit, and that's what ended up happening with the Opal and the Iron 5 armor. So that's I just sort of needed that smallish chance turn order to happen, but I knew that it was doable, so I thought that just to, instead of, because there was no grind spots nearby, so I was just like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just make it happen.
Alright. Yeah. No, it was one of those things. We saw you, the process you went through with Temple of Fiends, and it was just like, all right, I've made my way through Carrie. She was a bit beefy, that's fine. And Tiamat 2 is horrifying. All right, I made it through Lich, no problem. It's Lich, I don't have to respect him at all. And oh my, that is a Kraken too, all right.
Yeah, yeah. I did see that Tiamat seemed to be hitting way harder than Kraken. So I was like, okay, let's not let's not go that way. And then it was going to take a long time to clean up carry, so I felt like just grinding through Lich was the better way to go.
Yeah, and everyone in chat was yelling at you to do the same thing. Of course, we also had Ragnarok yelling at you in chat to move the nuke sword over to your Black Mage.
Yeah, that was next on the list. I did think about that. It's just sort of one of those things where you're kind of on a one track, and then you sort of halfway realize that you're like, okay, I need to move that over at some point.
All right. So here's kind of a hypothetical for you. These flags actually, to me, look really fun. But if you had to make one change to them, what would you toggle?
I would actually take out Black Belt and put in Fighter.
Basically, that low % chance of being able to cast Life.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get the idea behind it. It just ends up grinding too much, and I'd prefer just to have a more, I guess, less free Topher, because when you watch Thunder go through this, he's just going to punch his way through with Reckless Abandon, I believe. And I'd prefer just less grinding in general. In the flag set.
I'm apt to agree with you on that point. Cyranus preferring the spicy play of take out the Black Belt and don't replace it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's. I actually kind of like the idea of having a life out there. Maybe take out Black Belt and put in White Mage. Because what's going to be happening is you'll be able to revive, but your early game offensive capability is going to go down, way down.
Yeah, that Iron Staff did work this seed.
Probably the most work I've ever seen an Iron Staff do.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm doing the math right, and I'm doing math live on Twitch, so you never know. But if I recall correctly, the Iron Staff's base attack is such that with that +5, it was hitting on par with. Oh no, we did have someone check. It was hitting on par with a Vorpal.
Yeah, I think it was pretty close to a Silver Sword, which is, I guess, pretty close to a Vorpal.
Yeah,
minus the crit, but it's kind of a refreshing change, because then the Black Belt actually did something early, and because the Thief can't equip that Iron Staff, so it's very interesting to see.
So anyway, Lich is already dead after a 1100 hit punch from Thunder's Black Belt, and Kraken survived the first hit. We're kind of getting a slideshow, so it's going to take a minute.
What would I notice that you're taking a nap?
I mean, look, man, I told you at the beginning of this, I only got 4 hours of sleep, so, you do what you gotta do to make it through to Chaos.
16 hits, 1800 damage. See you later, Kraken 2.
Anyway, Chaos is about to die. That Chaos did not have the defenses necessary to survive what Thunder is about to do to him. So, dang, I think you're about to join me in a trip to Naptown.
Lies. I will survive. Watch.
Alright.
App, you better one-shot. App, please hurry up and take this out. I've given a promise that I will survive. Oh, crap. Okay.
Well, the bright side is, in this timeline, Danny did survive. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so in one timeline, Deng was the hero of Hyrule, and in the other timeline, Danny was. And either way, this whole mess was my fault. Get those GGs in chat for Thunderclaude, and we'll see if he'll pop on in here to chat with us a little bit.
Yeah, that was wow. It was great. I have to admit, I really liked the way Spellzapp did that because he got the katana 5. He gave that option, said, you know what, the ninja can do it. But then at the same time, for as far behind as Thunder had it, being behind, could get the floater and stuff like that. How quickly he got done, though. I mean, to get into the air, I think he was 30 minutes behind, but yet he finished 15 minutes behind Spellzapp.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where fortunately his grind was in a location he could get to pretty easily without the airship. So really he just needed the airship to get around the map rather than to get to things he needed in order to, complete the seed. Also, wow, I didn't even catch that the Lefane key item was an A-rub hammer.
Oh, yeah.
That was a thing. Definitely a thing. And I believe that is the sound of the rolling thunder. GG, Thunder.
Hey,
Thanks.
GG Thunder.
God, that felt bad.
Yeah, it did.
No, I figured the worst. I might have practiced a lot for this, just because I wanted to really give Spellzapp my all. And of course, of the 15 of these I've played, this would be the worst one.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, is you still did better than most people would have done. Just because this is basically an endurance test and a test of, patience. Yeah, I guess it felt like you spent a lot of time kind of spinning your wheels there for a while. Just sort of, was it a matter of you just couldn't find a spot to kind of gain purchase with the situation you were in, or was it more a matter of just bad luck continuously rocking you?
I would say it was definitely more of the latter, bad luck. I got some levels. I'd get 2 levels in the sky entrance by Elflin, and then I'd either die on my way out or die to crawlers using rub on me on my way to an inn, or die to sahags using cremate on my way to an inn. So it was just a lot of bad luck. And then I probably shouldn't have gave up on the ice cave dive the first time I died over there, but it was so far. And then, I guess the second, because I got killed by waters the first time I got there, 2 steps in. And then I got cracked by Wizzahags my second trip in. So I was like, okay, might as well just get levels and try to do this with high def. And, I guess that was the wrong call, considering how easy it was to get to where I needed to go after I got in there.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things, there was a lot of mean things located in very mean places. So, alright. Was it your plan to try and get a couple of your party members stoned, or when it happened, did you just go, well, I guess I'm taking advantage of this good fortune?
I always, on this flag set when I was practicing, I'd keep my eye out for enemies that could stun me, and I'd use that to my advantage to grind up a black belt if I was going to do a black belt. So when it happened, I just kind of had that as my plan, that I was going to eventually hopefully find something to stone off some of my characters to make the grind a little faster.
Alright, well, it did work out for you in terms of just, you had that meat tank ready to go when you got to Kraken, too.
Yeah, except for, he decided to backline my black mage the first time I got there, so I had to redive that again, too. Just like Lich decided to get spell happy and kill me my first time at Lich. Just a whole lot of fun stuff, huh?
Yep. So, alright, I asked this question to Spellzapp, so I'm going to fire it off to you, too. If you're going to do this again, would you be adjusting any of these flags?
No. I actually really enjoy this flag set because of how much world exploration you end up doing on foot more than in the floater, and because oftentimes that floater I found it doesn't come too easy. And I like the fact that you actually have to like be able to get through battles instead of manipulate around battles. So it's kind of fun in that aspect for me.
So what you're saying is that when someone eventually does knock Spellzapp off the top slot, if you're in prime position, they need to be ready to potentially get this same flag set.
Yeah, I also have ideas for other flag sets that are kind of out there that hopefully other people want to run too. But yeah, this one I'm going to keep on the back burner. I really did enjoy running a lot of these just because, like I said, how much it kind of tested your knowledge of spells and what you can do to get through some hard encounters.
Yeah, I believe Spellzapp, you suggested that you would potentially swap out the black belt for a white mage to maybe make it a little less of a just grind and go situation. But actually though, I think oh my god, is that Ale's music?
Mr. Spellzapp.
Hello, Ale.
Well, now that you've held the champion belt for a week, I think that's long enough.
All right, are you the oldest record-holding belt champion gonna challenge the young gun here?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, you hear it here. The number one contender, Ale Markin, has thrown down the gauntlet against Spellzapp. And I'm sure that we will get an announcement over on the Discord quite shortly about when that fight's going to go down, unless literally they're about to go do this, in which case I'm going to bed.
No, it definitely won't be right now, for sure.
I was gonna say, hopefully not, because we will be trying to get all the title matches on SG or broadcasted, so that's at least the game plan for them.
All right. But yeah, we will have that news as soon as it's available about what they're going to be doing, when they're going to be doing it, and where they're going to be doing it. But I think that's a good note to kind of turn toward closing out this particular episode. So I guess Thunderclaude, you got any final thoughts?
No, well, maybe just tell Ale or Spellzapp whenever they get done with their match not to rest on their laurels too long. Because I'm not stopping here. I might have lost the first one, but it's not going to be the last time I come at you.
All right. Spellzapp, our
Yeah,
champion.
I'm looking forward to what he cooked up. What he's going to cook up next for those flag sets. I thought, actually, the more I played this today, the more it kind of grew on me. So,
Hey, I think I did your challenge seed work for you, right?
yeah, that's right. I'm just going to ship this flag set as a challenge seed and not worry about finding a seed, because anything you find out here is pretty much going to be a good challenge seed. But, shout outs to Thunder. He's a great competitor, and I look forward to facing him soon.
All right. I do believe, incidentally, that this means that we're probably going to have a little bit of jockeying for position in the top three here in the next little bit. So that's going to be exciting, fun, and most importantly, something y'all should be watching out for. So if you enjoyed this, there's plenty more to come, and we still have our spring tournament coming up on March 15th. Well, at the end of March, but sign-ups end on March 15th. So if you want to come learn this game, you've got time. We've had some pretty strong performances in past spring tournaments from people who really only had about a month to get up to speed. So, yeah, Dang, you wanted to go ahead and take us home?
Oh, I would love to. Well, thank you, Speed Gaming, all you awesome people over there, for letting us broadcast our entertainment for all you the fans out there, the millions and the millions of them out there. Thank you for watching. Spellzapp, Thunder, thank you for putting on a show, entertaining us. Danny, thank you for yelling at us and keeping us on point. Well, once again, I cannot express how much enjoyment I love commentating with you.
I just
our
live-
special guest. You know what, Wout? You need to keep it down over there, sir. Okay, I am talking right now. I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Yeah, no, I just live for the day when you stop rubbing the Lich 2 thing in my face.
And one day you'll learn to use cake. But for everybody out there, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to have more. Like I said, tomorrow morning, there is a special broadcast bright and early at 9:30 in the morning. It'll be a multi-cast, so it's not going to be anything special. But if you want to watch these crazy folks do some crazy stuff, you find them. It'll be on the Discord. You'll be able to see it, watch it, and then we have another Irongol match later tomorrow night. So thank you all for watching. Have a great night. Woo!